Hey everyone, it's Angus here. Just a quick video to show you how you might be able to find some traders to follow. This was some functionality that existed a few years ago, and it's recently been re-enabled. But what it does is when you're trading a chart, and you might be having a look at this and thinking, I wonder what everyone else thinks about this particular chart, or what are they thinking in terms of long or short. There's two ways of doing it. You can go up to the little cog up the top here. You can click on the cog, you go down to events, and you can see this little ideas on chart. And you can choose to enable all ideas of followed users, so people you've already identified and that you like, and instead of having to see everyone like this in the background, you can just follow the users that you like, or you can select my ideas only. And so just for the fun of it, let's pretend that we don't have anyone that we're following, so we'll leave it as all ideas and we'll click OK. Let's get rid of some of my drawing tools. Remove 4 drawings. And so it looks like a bit of a mess, but the price is in there somewhere. So let's zoom right in and have a quick look and see who might have been calling the bottom all along here. All right, so you can see here's our chart. Our bottom was sort of probably around here at the best sort of price. And you can see here, this sort of big red candle, Alan Santana, is one of the people who called it as a bottom area. Mechanical engineer trader. This one here, next day, Yong Tung calling it, Battle Trading was calling it. These are all green, green meaning that it's a long call. Red means that they're still thinking to potentially go short, and orange means they just posted it without a clear direction in mind. They might be sort of suggesting that it's worth looking at, but perhaps wait for confirmation. So again, there's a whole bunch of users who've posted calls. You can then do something like you can say, well, it's all well and truly interesting. So I'm going to click on one of them. And so Alan Santana comes up, and you can see here, this is the post that he made, good looking post, nice and sort of clean, clear, and, understandable. So there's a couple of strong signals, volume mentioned the title, last few days of December, Tesla stocks are its highest buy volume in 2 years. So, highest daily volume in 2 years, lowest ever RSI and more. So, both pretty good signals, both pretty good signals. So he posted this on January the 4th, and you can see on January the 4th, the price was around $106. So if I press play, I can see, it went up, quite significantly. So, good call made by him. It's had a very good run. So that's just a very super simple way of identifying who's calling what when. If I go back and I right click and I say just show my ideas of followed users, so people I've actually followed, then you can see here, the majority of the people that I follow have sort of been, fairly good at calling that bottom. Alan's been posting about it quite frequently as it's been running. So he obviously waited a little bit for confirmation before getting in. It's run up nicely, hit his sort of first resistance area. It's had a bit of a pullback. Broke above its 1 day moving average 50, blah, 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 bullish breakout, etc., etc. So, just some super simple, super easy way when you're looking at a chart for the first time, just to see, who's calling what. This guy here, he called that was probably a good time to get out. He said, have a bit of a short call, and, turned out he was right. So, good call by him, very good little short-term, pullback. And then down here, Alan's saying, don't get back in. So, he made a good call saying, it's likely to reverse. The RSI was obviously overcooked. Probably around here too, you'd be sort of, suggesting a bit of caution. Alan was saying there too, he was saying the earnings is around there, be a little bit cautious potentially. But, again, we're off to the races. Vibranium Capitals, he's sort of saying time to get on board. I think he's decided he likes to read background, but rode Tesla shares for 34% gain or so in a week. Now approaching some resistance, can still go to 200 to 220, blah blah blah. So anyway, as I said, it's just a quick and easy way of finding users. Some of these users you might say, thank you very much, like your call, give you, rock it up. Just as a way of saying thanks. You could, leave a comment, say good call, whatever it happens to be. Perhaps asking when he thinks it's going to reverse again, if you're looking to, perhaps potentially buy in. But it's just a super, super simple way of finding out who's calling what. And, when you open up a chart, if your favorite traders, let's say 4 out of 5 of your favorite traders are all bullish, then, it could be a good indication that, maybe it's more likely to be an upward run than a downward run. Never trading advice, of course. Everyone can be wrong, but it's just I guess, a good little way to get reassurance when you're, looking at whether you place a trade or not, just to see how many people are bullish or bearish on that particular trade, and then, deep diving and having some of their posts and seeing why. Anyway, hope that was useful to anyone watching. Thank you as always for listening.